My name is Andrea Parker, and I'm going to be doing a presentation titled Leadership First Supervision. So first I want to talk about what's the difference. Leadership is often used to motivate others. There's no requirement that others follow, and leaders don't always have the overseeing responsibilities. They're mainly there to motivate and inspire others. Supervision is typically a specific position. Supervisors monitor and provide feedback, and they are mainly there to coach their supervisees. You can be a leader without being a supervisor. So, according to Webster's Dictionary, leadership is the power or ability to learn to lead other people. So, how are you going to become a leader? Are you going to lead your coworkers, head a committee, advocate? These are things that we should really start thinking of so when we get into the field, we can, be ready to lead other people. So according to the UNC School of Social Work, there are 7 different leadership elements. Self-knowledge, which is basically use of self. How are you going to be your best professional self every day? Critical and creative thinking. You have to use critical thinking skills, evidence-based practice, research, and different policies. Effective communication. Understand the different forms of communication and use them appropriately when interacting with clients or coworkers. Respect and inclusion. This is basically just being culturally competent. Understand that you might not understand or know everything about everything or about all clients, but it's important to learn and ask and include others. Moral courage. Practice according to the NASW standards. Recognize oppression and advocate for social change. Teamwork and collaboration. Establish respectful relationships with your supervisors and colleagues, and use supervision and consultation when it's appropriate. Focus on purpose or results. Implement strategies and strive for change in order for clients to be successful. So the NASW core values really coincide with the leadership elements that the UNC School of Social Work put into place. The NASW core values are service, social justice, dignity and worth of a person, importance of human relationships, integrity, and competence. These really all have to do with the elements that I just mentioned. Dignity and worth of a person, it's all about respect and inclusion. Importance of human relationship, integrity, they go along with the same things. Social justice, having moral courage to really advocate for social change. Moving on to supervision. Supervision is the relationship between a supervisor and supervisee in which the responsibility and accountability for the development of competence, demeanor, and ethical practice take place. So in our text, it identifies supervisory tasks. Some of these include staff recruitment and selection, work planning, monitor reviewing, and evaluating work, as well as coordinating work, being a communication link between administration and your supervisees, being an advocate for clients and for your agency, and being a change agent. So how can I become a supervisor? As we all branch out into the field here in the next year, it's important to really think about our future and think about what we want to become as social workers. If you want to become a supervisor someday, there are some things that the NASW has set in place. You have to obtain a current license to practice in the specific level or above the level in which the supervision will be provided. Obtain a degree from an accredited school of social work. Specific coursework, supervision, and or a minimum number of continued education hours in supervisory practice. Have a minimum of 3 years of post-licensure practice experience. Have CEUs that are required in order to maintain supervisory credentials. And you must have no licensing violations. So, management. Management plays a role in both leadership and in supervision. Management is certain activities performed by social workers at all administrative levels with human service organizations that are designed to facilitate the accomplishment of organizational goals. So what does a manager do? I'm sure we have all had jobs in the past, maybe in high school or in our undergraduate career, maybe at restaurants or at clothing stores, and typically we think of managers, they maybe fold clothes, they make our schedule, they're the ones that get to sit in the office instead of being on the floor. Maybe they just tell you when you're wrong. But managers really do all sorts of things. They don't just do the things that we automatically assume. So when it comes to social work, there are different activities that managers tend to do. They might analyze situations, identify problems, and find opportunities to fix them, balance competing goals, set priorities, working with others who may differ from them, represent the organization, address needs in the organization, handle finances, resolve ethical conflicts, make difficult decisions, supports decisions of others even if they personally disagree. Everyone is a manager at some point. Supervisors, direct practice clinicians, administration, whatever your track is, someday you will be a manager. We're all managers of our own lives. We all make difficult decisions for ourselves. We might handle our finances. We represent ourselves. We analyze situations in our lives. We set priorities. We balance our goals. So we're already managers of our lives, and now it's just time to really put those skills into our professional use. So everyone will be a manager at some point, whether you are just a case manager or if you're a supervisor of other social workers. So how do all three of these come into play? Management is a part of leadership and supervision. Management is a leadership skill, and supervisors perform management tasks. So really, if supervisors are performing management tasks, they must have leadership skill of management. So what I want you guys to take away from this are, what are your leadership skills? I want you to look at yourselves and see how can you have your what are your leadership skills and how you can develop those. Do I want to be a supervisor someday? This is the time to start thinking about these things. How can I be a leader as a student? How can you be a leader in the classroom? How can you be a leader in your field placement? And what can I learn from my field supervisor? We've all been given the opportunity to work with our supervisors, and we can learn as much as we can from them. Whether it's negative or positive, we can learn either what to do or what not to do someday in the field. These are just my references. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed my presentation.